just ain't me. I'm a visionary, revolutionary. I'm a visionary, revolutionary. Fuck all that talking, my nigga, let's link. Bring your bitch ass up the street. I'm through with the talking, I'm done with the beef.
What's going on, everyone? It's KB the Mark, back to bring you the news. On today's wrestling report, we have many stories to discuss, starting with WWE's current WrestleMania 41 plans for The Rock. A top AEW star's contract is set to expire soon. Kenny Omega plans to undergo surgery very soon. There are currently no plans to resume AEW Tag Team. Backstage news on when WWE found out Bobby Lashley suffered an injury, and many more stories. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to stay up to date. Now without further ado, let's jump into the news. WWE held an NXT live event on Friday night in Lakeland, Florida, where one NXT wrestler made his in-ring debut. The house show featured Roxanne Perez defending the women's title over Tatum Paxley, and Oba Femi retaining the North American title over Eddie Thorpe. Braden Ray made his in-ring debut at the show after announcing last month that he has signed with WWE. Before getting to WWE, he was a collegiate wrestler for Duke University and Cal State Bakersfield. He also appeared in the recent Roku docuseries WWE Next Gen. This past Tuesday on NXT, Ray, by the ring name of Sexy BJ as a cocky heel, was part of a backstage segment where Carmen Petrovic kicked him in the face after calling her a smoke show. At the house show, he teamed up with Javier Bernard in a losing effort to Tyreek Igua and Tyson DuPont in a tag team match. AEW President Tony Khan has a lot of things on his plate these days, including his various jobs and running All Elite Wrestling. The promotion is in a big year as they will look to secure a new television rights deal, and its existing deal will expire with Warner Brothers Discovery at the end of the year. Khan will also have to lock down one of his biggest stars to a new contract, Bryan Danielson. Since joining AEW in 2021, Danielson has been a protected star as he is one of the promotion's biggest names. Despite being in several championship matches, Danielson holds a 0-7 record in AEW/Ring of Honor title bouts thus far. While speaking with Justin Dillon of TWC Show, Danielson noted that his AEW contract is slated to expire before All In at Wembley Stadium over in the UK this August. Danielson, who has already confirmed his full-time days in the ring are coming to a close this year, added that it would be nice to wrap up his full-time in-ring run at WrestleDream from the Tacoma Dome in Washington on October 12th. Danielson is from the state. It should be noted that Danielson still plans to wrestle selective matches after he winds down his full-time career. Kenny Omega is slated to undergo the knife after he announced in December 2023 that he was diagnosed with diverticulitis. As a result, he has been sidelined indefinitely, although he has made appearances on television in recent weeks to further the Elite storyline. While speaking on his Twitch stream, Omega updated the fans on his health and upcoming surgery. "I did have to go back to the hospital. The good news is that I was able to get some pre-op stuff done. I have a wonderful doctor, and he is someone who is the top of his field. He is very hard to get appointments and surgeries with. However, he's done me a solid. I will actually be getting surgery very, very soon, and unfortunately for me, it means I had to leave town again. However, again, this guy is at the top in his field. I feel, even though it's a major surgery, I do feel the most comfortable with this individual. So even though there are always worries going into a major surgery, if there is one person I feel the most confident with, I think it's this dude." Omega admitted there was a point where he considered not wrestling again, but he is hopeful that when he does return, he will be in the best form that he has in a while. Omega continued by noting that he thinks the diverticulitis started in the early days of AEW. I might be able to come back about as good before my title run. We're talking early days AEW level of Kenny Omega. A little beat up from past injuries. I do believe that's when the diverticulitis started, was the beginning days of AEW. Omega was attacked 2 weeks ago on AEW Dynamite by the Elite, but did appear while sitting in a hospital bed on this week's show to announce Anarchy in the Arena for Double or Nothing. We at WBPTV wish him a speedy recovery. WWE was forced to change the King of the Ring tournament because Bobby Lashley was injured and is now on the sidelines. On Thursday, WWE SmackDown GM Nick Aldis announced that Lashley suffered an injury during training. Angelo Dawkins replaced him and took on Tama Tonga in the first round match of the ongoing tournament. Tonga went over Dawkins in the bout to advance. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reported in a Q&A recorded before Friday's episode that WWE knew about Lashley's injury this past Monday. Yeah, they knew he was injured as of Monday, so him being removed isn't necessarily a big surprise within the company. Angelo Dawkins is not expected to win that match, but I think it's a good spot for him. I know a lot of people said, well, Montez Ford, but Tama Tonga is going to win that match, and I think it's a good spot for Angelo Dawkins, but they knew he was sidelined. There's still no word on when Lashley will be back in action. We wish Lashley a speedy recovery. All Elite Wrestling has a loaded tag team division full of several teams, to the point where there are tag team titles in AEW and Ring of Honor, in addition to the trios titles for 6-man teams. However, one team won't be getting back together. After being part of Stokely Hathaway's stable known as The Firm, Big Bill went with Ricky Starks in August, where they began being a pair on television. Starks began managing Bill while being suspended in storyline as a way to remain on TV. Last October, they beat FTR for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. They lost the titles to Sting and Darby in a Tornado Tag Team match on the February 7th episode of Dynamite. Starks has disappeared from TV after having an injury scare several weeks ago during a match. Since then, Bill has been paired with Chris Jericho because he wants to join Jericho's learning tree. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reported that he was told that there were no real plans to continue the team. It was said both stars were ready to move on to different projects, as they both believed the team had run its course. Sammy Guevara has been on the sidelines after AEW suspended him due to an incident with Jeff Hardy earlier this year, but it looks like he's on his way back in the near future. While working with Hardy in February during a Rampage match, Hardy was injured during the bout when taking a knee to the head on a shooting star press. Hardy suffered a broken nose and was out of it. They finished the match after Hardy said he was okay, but hasn't wrestled since then. After the Hardy match, Guevara worked a no DQ match with Powerhouse Hobbs before he was suspended. Guevara was suspended because he didn't follow concussion protocol. AEW had to change as original plans called for him to be paired with Chris Jericho as a tag team with Guevara in the tag team tournament to crown new champions. That tournament was eventually won by the Young Bucks. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that Guevara is no longer suspended. However, there's been no word yet on when he will be back on television. Meltzer did add that there has been stuff pitched, but nothing has been confirmed. The Rock is keeping his options open regarding his future with WWE following his last run with the company, with WrestleMania 41 looking more likely to be the host of his next match. Despite his initial idea to return to WWE earlier this year for a WrestleMania 40 showdown with Roman Reigns, when fans pushed back after he requested Cody Rhodes to step aside, things took a turn. The Rock joined forces with Reigns to face off against Rhodes and Seth Rollins in a tag team match at the event, ultimately going over. However, Rhodes managed to get his revenge by winning the undisputed WWE Universal title from Reigns the following night. During the post-Mania episode of Raw, WWE dropped hints about a future clash between The Rock and Rhodes, possibly for WrestleMania 41 next year. As previously reported, The Rock plans first to have the match against Rhodes and then proceed to face Reigns. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that the current plan is to do Rock versus Rhodes. It was said The Rock's idea for the build is to do WWE title versus People's title. Meltzer wrote, "Those in WWE have noted that there is no guarantee Rhodes will be champion at that time, which is where the People's belt come in. But so many things can change over the course of a year." The Rock is currently in training camp to prepare for his next movie, The Smashing Machine, about former UFC star Mark Kerr. That's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please feel free to express your opinion below. Be sure to check out more videos from the channel. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Once again, I'm KB the Mark, signing off. Until the next one.
I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.